Hey guys,
Hey!
Tay and I are here. A couple weeks ago we asked you guys to write us some questions,
Yes, we did.
random things you might be interested in, things we don't get to share on the show. And you followed up for sure. So we've got a big list of questions here. We're so excited to go through them.
Heck yeah. We've been super busy filming the last part of season 7, but we have compiled them with lots of help.
Very organized.
And it is time to answer some of them. Every Thursday, we're going to do a 3-question Thursday video. And this is the first one. This one's from Amy Smith. Grayson, heard you were an ASU grad. Go App State. My daughter and I both graduated from ASU. What was your major, and how did you find out about the job at BDS? Sounds like a dream job.
Oh, well, Amy's right about that. And go App. So yeah, I studied sustainable development at school there. And I graduated in 2011, just so you guys know. And yeah, I always saw like, I didn't have an exact idea of what I wanted to do, you know, when I grew up. But one of the things that I loved about Black Dog, and I should back up and say that I've grown up, I've kind of known your family, mostly Robert's family I've known growing up, but my brother even worked here before I started working here, so
Yeah, he did.
I was no stranger to this business or the folks here before I was offered a job. Yeah, I moved home and was like looking for some work, and they needed somebody out in the field, and so there really was this kind of like organic process that took place. I just kind of came on board and started working together. But catching back up to where I started, one of the things I love about Black Dog is that we do, we're reusing reusable pieces. So we're keeping all this amazing stuff out of our waste streams, you know, that would be clogging up our landfills or burn piles, things, history that's going to be gone forever. I grew up doing appraisal work with my mom.
Right.
And so I also have like a bit of a history buff inside me as well. So, I mean, there's a lot that ties into, I think, what I studied as well as what I grew up with at Black Dog.
I love it. Okay.
All right, next we have one again for you from Penny Sauer. How did you first get involved with Black Dog? Again, people are curious about that. Why are you here?
I need to get this answer out there.
She's curious what makes a woman graduate from college and end up tearing apart buildings.
Cool.
In general, how weird is it to do the setups for the show? You know, like when a couple of you happen to be standing around and someone just shows up with stuff.
What makes a woman graduate from college and end up tearing buildings apart? I feel like, you know, also as a woman, it's my prerogative to be able to do whatever I want, you know. I know that I can't do this manual labor forever.
No one should have to.
And I'm actually, you know, I'm a tall woman. I'm about 6 feet tall, and I'm stronger than I look. And so I get to take advantage of that hands-on, you know. And I've loved growing up making things with my hands. This is kind of a first, like, dismantling things with my hands, so another reason why I was interested in doing this. But again, going back to like what I studied in school, as well as like I think a life value of mine, but it's just to reuse things and to, you know, find you know, life in things that may not, you know, others may not see the value in, and it's like I said, it's a great life lesson.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think it's an honor to be able to do that and be a woman. How weird is it to do the setups for the show? I think that this is talking about when, at the beginning of an episode, somebody comes into the show and they've got a random piece of, you know, salvage or a toy.
So we call that the wow.
That's the wow moment.
In production terms. That's what they tell us. We're shooting the wow this morning. Yeah, but no,
So,
thankfully for Robert, we are not all just standing around at the front counter.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's not our day-to-day.
When you come in here and you see everybody standing on the front counter, like something's gone wrong. We're having a staff meeting.
There better be a camera somewhere, otherwise we are in trouble.
Yeah.
A lot of times that's, it is real. We did get that in the similar fashion, but it may not have happened that day.
You're not seeing it live.
We're not all.
This is the one part of our episode or our show that you'll see. It's sort of
set up.
It's set up. It's not scripted.
Right.
And we try to be, you know, wowed because we don't want to be. We're not very good actors. So we try to, you know, not really know what's going to be coming around the corner.
Right.
But whoever's bringing it in knows what it's going to be.
Right. And
but legally, to have anyone come on camera, you have to sign paperwork saying that they can show your face, and I mean, so and this goes for any show. I mean, there's just no surprises. They're going to have people who go ahead and mic that person and bring them on and make sure they got their paperwork so they can.
Someone will be saying something cool like, "Hey, hold that. Can I mic you up?"
Yeah.
It's like they know us.
Okay, so this is from Pamela. She asks, what is the process for going to a salvage location? Are you allowed full access to everything you wish to salvage? Do you ever pay the owner for the right to salvage? And does the property owner make special requests as to what can be taken?
In short, the answer is yes to all of these.
Yeah, and every salvage job is going to be different.
Yeah,
So,
but in general, yes. The first thing we do is do a walkthrough, and we'll barter for what's called the salvage rights, and then pay for the salvage rights. And that basically is assessing everything that we have available to us on site and kind of working numbers in our head and making sure it's going to be worth it, and then kind of offering them a number based on something that would be fair to them, but also leave some leeway for us,
Right.
because we got to make a living
huge
too.
labor costs that are involved to dismantle these buildings.
Right.
And again, every job's going to be different. Occasionally we get a job where they're like, if you guys will come and do this, you can have it. And we love those jobs, obviously, because
for
then
sure.
we're only out on the labor for that. But yeah, so every job's going to be different, but we do make an offer for the salvage rights, and it's all discussed in like a contract before we go in there.
Definitely.
As
Gotta
far
make
as
both sides
having
happy.
full access to the buildings, I mean, it's really, again, up to the job. I mean, we love it when we can go in and kind of cherry pick everything we want. For example, like the Trenton High School was kind of like that.
That was an overload. Yeah.
Right, yeah, I mean, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
But
sometimes-
occasionally we have specific items that we're going for that are agreed upon in the contract, and we can't touch on other things. So
Right.
yeah, it's a little bit of both.
Yeah, and sometimes the building's coming all the way to the ground, so we can take literally anything we want. So
Right.
Totally job dependent. The property owner does sometimes make special requests. Like for
Right.
instance, we were just in Charlotte
Charlotte.
doing the Park and Shop, which was a grocery store, and we took the sign down, and the the owner / family wanted specific letters.
Right. So again, this is one of those situations where if we come in and we do the job, the letters are ours, but they requested that each of the kids get a letter.
For their
So there's
name,
9
yeah.
letters. The kids got 1 each. There's 4. We got 5 to take home.
Yep, everybody was happy. Thank you guys for joining us on our 3-question Thursday.
Yeah, that
Really
was our first
enjoyed
one. I think it went well. We'll have another one next Thursday for you.
Yep, see you then. That is a wrap.